Greetings, my name is Darice Rosario, and I will be discussing faculty and students' engagement during emergent disruption. When COVID 19 was declared a worldwide and nationwide pandemic, all face to face gathering was immediately shut down by the World Health Organization, and all face to face educational institution classroom instructions were mandated to an online platform. The COVID 19 pandemic experience caused disruption and affected over 850 million individuals who transitioned to some form of alternative learning methods worldwide. Students, administration, and faculty faced challenges during this abruption and were acutely disadvantaged. Higher learning institutions was placed at an uncompromising risk. In-person learning delivery was non-existent, and students' academics and supportive resources came to a halt due to the limited social distancing. These brought much confusion and uncertainty in the education community. Students and faculty disparities with the sudden disruption brought burnout, engagement, and students' retention during the COVID 19 educational disruption called educational gaps and limitations that cannot yet be wholly determined to date. COVID 19 posed challenges that uncovered the lack of institutional readiness to teach entirely online. Many students and faculty was unfamiliar with the new educational technology, learning in a virtual space, or with the availability software or services and support for online students. There was a lack of essential skills that created isolation, increased workload, and lack of training and resources. These added additional work-family conflict, which contributed to more stress among faculty and students doing online teaching and learning. Although COVID 19 was not the only significant disruption that caused a shift to online course delivery, but COVID 19 provided lessons learned. Previously, there was Hurricane Katrina, there was an earthquake in New Zealand, and the students' protest university shutdown that happened in South Africa. And that is only naming a few. With these disruptions, there was many conversations that went on, but there wasn't really anything that was carved in stone. But the thing that was different about the COVID 19, it happened worldwide and it shut down a worldwide system. However, COVID 19 was a worldwide disruption that transitioned to online distant education of students preferred of all most of their learning online. And pre-pandemic, it showed that 30% of all students prefer an online educational experience and that 56% preferred some form of blended. So there was already something that was already in motion, but what COVID did, it accelerated the process and allowed administration to have conversation and move toward an online platform. Faculty engagement. Faculty engagement was essential to the success of the online transition, student engagement, and student retention. The sudden institutional disruption to online learning became an emergent acknowledgement to faculty. Faculty pressured to alter their day-to-day learning workflow and to develop an immediate online learning plan with limited resources and support and capabilities. During the early weeks of COVID-19 in 2020, there was a survey over 897 faculty and administration in the U.S., and it was concluded that although that 49% of the faculty reported that they had previously online experience as far as teaching, however, more than half, 56%, reported that this was a new teaching method that followed the transition to online learning. The rapid learning challenges place extra demand on the faculty, psychological pressure, negative consequences on the faculty, and affected the entire process of teaching. Online teaching during COVID-19 negatively affected the lifestyle of the faculty, their mental health, and stress coping mechanism. There was a lack of boundaries. Faculty felt the need to respond to the students all hours of the day, which caused additional stress and interfered with family life balance. Some faculty lacked appropriate workspace. They found it challenging to work with children and partners teaching at home in the same room at the same time, but they also preferred a more structured social environment. Finally, academic freedom was on the line as well. With the increase of burnout, exhaustion, frustration over this radical disruption, significant financial stress for faculty, as well with employment, with daycare, the need for housing and food. Some departments could not ensure that all non-tenure track faculty could even continue their employment due to the shutdown of the school and the facility. Not only was it a shutdown of the institution, but it was a government mandated. There was budget restraints. And of course, there was a reduction in employment in staff as well. So faculty had to come up with ways in order to continue to teach the students and also to balance their life as well, which was very difficult. COVID-19 brought significant changes and major displacement among students during the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic revealed inequalities, barriers to higher education from race, gender, sexual orientation, disabilities, and poverty in rural and urban areas. Student engagement is an indication of student success, student retention, and institutional quality. Online learning is an appealing education option to many due to the flexibility and convenience of students, and engagement is an essential factor in online learning. There are several factors that influence students' engagement while taking online classes. Learner to learner interaction can enhance student engagement. And what the writer talked about in this is that when we first have an online class, that we should have some type of icebreaker of getting to know the students. This will increase that engagement between the students and the students. And also the learner and their instructor, or the learner and their faculty member, is a predictor also of students' satisfaction and achievement in online learning. And what the author spoke about examples of this is that ensure that emails are being read, to ensure that instructions are fully readable and accessible to the students, that they can find them in a timely manner. Those things also increase student engagement also and success while taking online classes. Online learning during the pandemic has caused many challenges and uncertainty that has affected the quality and performance of students attending. Higher education institutions will need to create more suitable educational plan to withstand emergent challenges and for the unknown, or even the next pandemic that may plague our cities, our states, our countries, or even worldwide. COVID-19 may be the first of many, but the educational system must consider good practice and planning for the unknown and to ensure that students are being educated. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. References are included.